it's Alex. I hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for joining me back on the channel and checking out this new video I have for you today. So I've been checking out the comments, reading the comments on some of my recent videos, and on the clutch install video, the two-part video that I did when I installed the clutch, some people have been asking for me to kind of, review the clutch and flywheel, give my opinion, and, let them know if it's something that or if it's a part that I would recommend for them. So here we are in the G today, so I figured what better time than now to make a review about the clutch and flywheel. So if you didn't see the previous videos, or just to refresh your memory, I put in a South Bend, I guess it's equivalent to a stage 2 clutch, South Bend aluminum flywheel, and as well as a ZSpeed heavy duty clutch slave cylinder. My clutch and flywheel were pretty much fine, but the slave cylinder was starting to have some issues. And to get to the slave cylinder, you have to drop the transmission, as most of you know already. So I figured while I was in there, I would just upgrade everything and kind of just make it a one-stop shop, a one-deal thing. So I've had this clutch and flywheel installed now for almost 3,000 miles. I drove it 1,200 miles just to get to Florida, and I've put some more miles on it since then. So let's say 3,000 miles, give or take. Many of you may know that the 6-speed is a little bit noisy. The clutch has some chatter to begin with, but then installing this aluminum flywheel, kind of increased that sound. I wouldn't personally say significantly, but to some, I guess you would say it's significantly louder at idle, and there is more chatter up to about 2,500 RPMs, especially if you're kind of, lugging the engine along. So it is a little bit louder, and by louder, again, I mean the flywheel chatter compared to stock. But if you can hear there, as I accelerate in a lower RPM range, you do have that additional chatter of the aluminum flywheel. And obviously that's expected. That's something I've expected and I've experienced before on my Z, because the stock flywheel is a dual mass, so it absorbs a lot of that noise. You put in a lightweight, basically thin aluminum flywheel, you're gonna have more noise. So if you're looking for the ultimate in terms of, having a quiet riding car, I would advise to probably spend a little bit extra money and get the steel flywheel that either they offer or that someone else offers. That's what I have in the Z, and it is a little bit quieter. But in terms of having the lightweight flywheel, it's 15 pounds compared to the 30-pound stock. So the car revs a lot nicer. It's a little bit more rev happy. The downshifts are crisper, cleaner, and it kind of just overall woke up the car a little bit. So let me give you a little rev and, kind of give you an idea of how that sounds. So like I said, the car is a little bit more rev happy, it's a little bit more fun to drive, and like I said, the downshifts are cleaner. So enough about the flywheel, let's talk about the actual clutch. So the clutch, this clutch is stronger than stock, the pressure plate is stronger and more stiff. And I also went with the endurance disc, which I think is good to around 475 pound-feet of torque, give or take. So the pedal effort is increased, I would say about 20%. It's nothing crazy. I still drive the car just about every day, so it's not like you're gonna put this clutch in and you won't be able to drive it. But one thing that I will mention is kind of that window of error, if you will, where you would normally kind of, ease into the clutch. That gap is kind of closed with this clutch now, so it's a little bit more, on or off. You have a little bit less leeway to slip the clutch, so that is something you have to get used to. I got used to it real quick, so again, it's not a big deal, but I'm just being really, kind of picky here so I can give you as much information as I can. But overall, in terms of aggressiveness and bite, it's not that crazy. Like I said, maybe a 20% increase in pedal stiffness, and then, it's a little bit more likely to, have a little bit of a rougher engagement, but again, that's nothing to complain about. And if you're really getting this clutch, you're getting it for the added performance, and I personally can't complain, and it's something that I would drive every day, and I do drive every day. But overall, again, if you're just driving this car every day and you really don't care about performance, I would get, like an OEM replacement, something that's not going to be, really any stiffer or hard to drive. And really the only other thing to mention with this setup is the ZSpeed heavy duty slave cylinder. And I really can't say enough about that. If you watch my previous videos, you may know that I have it on the Z already, and I absolutely love it. There's absolutely no delay in clutch engagement. As soon as you're pulling your foot off that clutch pedal, it's in gear, it's grabbing, even redline shifts. Some of you may know if you're having issues with your slave cylinder, either when you launch the car or it does redline shifts, your clutch basically slips and you have to get off the gas for it to fully engage. The ZSpeed heavy-duty slave cylinder completely eliminates that issue, and it makes the car a lot more fun to drive, a lot more responsive, and you can really get the full benefit of all the performance that it has to offer. So basically, in conclusion, if you're looking to increase performance and power capabilities of the clutch, I would highly recommend this setup. Again, it's the South Bend setup. You really can't go wrong. I have almost this exact setup in my Z, and I've been beating the crap out of it for a few years now with no issues and just great results. So I would highly recommend this. So there again, I don't know if you can tell that, you know, the extra chatter that I have in the lower RPMs as I'm driving around town here. But the only thing else I have to say is if you're looking for, you know, if you're looking to just keep that quiet ride and, you know, not increase your pedal stiffness much, if at all, then I would just go with, you know, some kind of an OEM replacement and definitely a steel flywheel. But all in all, I hope this little review and kind of summary of my clutch setup, hopefully it'll help you make your decision a little bit more informed. So thanks again for checking out the video. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer them. If you have anything you want to ask additionally about the clutch or flywheel, just drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video and if you got some, you know, good knowledge out of this or good input, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. As always, thanks to everyone for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with, you know, all the cool videos I'll be putting out. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll see you next time.